For me specifically, I really, really love helping people become aware that they can do anything they want.
Right.
And like empowering them. And I feel like my path of doing that is through like the performing arts. Right. Through doing the comedy that I do. And I'm working, you know, on some stuff right now for my one-woman show that's going to be about, it's kind of like ministry in disguise. Yeah. Where my characters are so goofy and so like the craziest people in society. Right. But hopefully through watching them, people can recognize about optimism in life or never giving up hope or whatever. So I love being able to make people laugh because I think that's one of the most really spiritual things that we do as human beings. And there's many people who they won't ever go near like a New Age place or a church because they've had such bad experiences, but they'll go and see comedy. They love laughing. They love watching things on TV that make them laugh. And I really think that's a healing. I really think that when people can enjoy themselves and laugh, they're sending out a better vibration. They're more themselves. Things don't seem so bad. It can pull someone. They open themselves
up a little bit.
Yeah. So so my vision for my life is just really to do that as much as possible for as many people as possible.
That's kind of, mine's a little bit the same, a little bit different. Mine is also helping people, but just giving a forum for people to have their voices be heard and have what's important to them getting out there and sharing with other people. So I'm doing a documentary.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this talk show, and it's just basically about, you know, what's important, what is it that we as human beings do not know that we can know to better our lives in whatever way that may be, or, you know, to get more involved or to help other people out in order to help ourselves out, because it's amazing how great you feel when you help somebody else out. And I kind of took, you know, a long path. Like I said, I had my MBA. And or I still have it, but you know, kind of like you, everybody was saying, "Oh no, you know, do this, do this, do this," and it's kind of like, but that's not what I want to do. And I personally didn't know what I wanted to do. So the only way that I could find out what I wanted to do was I said, okay, I was getting my MBA, and I said, okay, I'll just take some other classes to see, you know, if anything, you know, really strikes my interest, because I thought, well, if I don't know what I want to do, I can narrow it down by telling you what I don't want to do. Right. So I started taking all kinds of classes, you know, painting, and people like, I didn't know you could paint. And, well, I didn't either until I did it, you know. And it's about finding little different parts of yourself to maybe get on that dream, to really find out what it is you want to do, what your vision is for yourself. And along that path, it kind of, you know, to make a long story short, I moved out here to act, and then I got into the talk show and was like, I have a higher purpose than acting, you know. And so it's kind of like you have to go through these small steps. You have to go through this learning process about yourself. You have to open yourself up and say, okay, well, you know, let me try different avenues to find out what really is going to make me happy. And I think a lot of people say they don't have the time, or they don't know how to do it. Right. And they have a lot of excuses, but you know, when you're in the position and you're really not happy, you'll find a way. Because I was that type of person also, that I was like, you know, I'm not going to be content in life. I want to be happy. And I have a definite, you know, definition of contentment and of happiness. And a lot of people think it's the same thing, but to me it's, you know, totally different. And so a lot of people, I think, go through life saying, well, I can do this job, I'm content doing it, but they're not really happy. Right. You know, and I think it stems from what you were saying, you know, those the little steps, you know, and learning more about yourself.
Totally. I mean, what you said is so true. Like, people, so many people, they start dreaming small dreams. Yeah. You know, because they're afraid about, you know, that big thing that's obsessed them their whole life, that they believe now it's too late, I'm too old, or whatever. You know, like someone could be working as an accountant somewhere, and their dream was always to be like the #1 fly fisher woman, you know, or something. And they gave up that dream, and so they have little dreams now, like, oh, I hope I get a 3-week vacation instead of a 1 week, which is certainly not bad. There's nothing wrong with that, but you know, I just hope that there's some way that, like what you're doing, what I'm doing, what other people are doing through the medium of all the different, you know, telecommunications media, that people realize that big thing that they dream about that makes them so happy and excited is what they're actually supposed to be doing that every day of their lives, that they could actually have a life where they can't believe that this is what they do and that they can make money from it or whatever.
Right. So what kind of message do you want people to know about being able to do what they're supposed to be doing?
I guess the biggest message, because, you know, especially in the last few months, I've been actively practicing what I preach and living it, so I know it works.
Right. Which is very important.
Definitely. Is to, first of all, take some time, you know, with yourself to think about, meditate, or think about what do you truly want in your life. What do you if you could have a life, vision a life that you want. And then think happy thoughts. Doesn't necessarily have to be about that goal, but constantly be in a joyful state and be aware of the thoughts of that you already have what you're dreaming about. And then make a little list in a journal or bulletin board, doesn't matter, but make a little list of what could you do
every day.
Yeah, or even every week. If every day seems too overwhelming, just every week, what's a little thing that would be manageable?
And that would also help with the happy thoughts, I think.
Absolutely.
Because then you feel like you're getting somewhere, or you're making like a little bit of leadway.
And then make larger. By next month, I'd like to be enrolled in a painting class. By you know, like having little plans and then big plans, so that you hold the vision inside and you're taking concrete 3D steps, you know.
Thanks for joining me today, Joan.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, thanks for joining us today. And Thoreau once said, go confidently in the direction of your dream, live the life you've imagined. We all can live that life that we're supposed to be living. If you have any questions about Jung or about the show today, you can email me in the email that will follow. Thanks again for joining us today on Jessica.